Welcome to another episode of New Westside Stories, brought to you by Storyline Studio.
The COVID-19 pandemic put a spotlight on many health and economic disparities that exist in the city and country as a whole. At the center of health and economics is the issue of food insecurity.
Food insecurity is defined as not having reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food. According to a Greater Chicago Food Depository year-end report, food insecurity in Cook County increased by an estimated 51%, totaling nearly 800,000 people. The report also cites a Northwestern University study that shows 40% of Black and Latino families with children as being food insecure. Residents on the west side of Chicago have suffered from this issue long before the pandemic. Liz Abenaw is working to change that. She created 40 Acres Fresh Market as a mobile grocery store serving as a solution to lack of fresh food options.
I started 40 Acres Fresh Market because I recognized that there was a basic need that wasn't fully met in this community. The first time I came here, I saw that there were basic goods and services that weren't readily available or as available as they are in other neighborhoods in this city. And first I asked why, and then I said, why not? And then I said, I think I want to start a business, and that business was 40 Acres.
Dr. Kareem Watson is a community health scientist who serves as the Associate Executive Director of the Miles Square Health Center. He also serves as the Associate Director of Community Outreach and Engagement for the University of Illinois Cancer Center at UIC. I got the chance to chat with Dr. Watson about the issue of food insecurity. We recently also did a story about the food desert situation that we have in the Austin community. So I wanted to ask you, with the West Side being so saturated with corner stores and restaurants that mostly offer unhealthy food options, from your experience, how does this food inequality impact the health of the area residents here on the West Side?
It impacts it drastically. I work at Miles Square Health Center, which is one of the oldest fairly qualified health centers in Chicago. And we actually were founded on the west side of Chicago. We find that it's more difficult for our patients to have, to be compliant with recommendations we make. For example, if we tell someone who's living in a community area that only has a corner store, and that corner store is charging for one banana the same price you would see at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's for a pound of bananas, right? What is that person more likely to get? They're more likely to get, for what they could pay for that banana, they're more likely to get a box of noodles with high sodium in it that could last them a week, as opposed to that one banana. There's some cool spaces popping up on the west side that I know of, like some vegan restaurants, some vegetarian restaurants, or some restaurants that offer, healthy food options. And that's what we need to see more of, in addition to our grocery stores.
So how do we get to this point where entire communities are labeled food insecure? What policies and decisions help to create the inequality in the availability of healthy food options? More importantly, how do we begin to resolve this issue? Liz Abenaw has a theory. She calls it food apartheid.
So first, let's stop calling it a food desert, okay? A desert is often thought of as a natural environment, a naturally occurring environment. Neighborhoods not having access to affordable fresh food is not a natural occurrence. It is by design. It's designed by governments and how they zone communities. It is designed by years and years of racist policy that even when you take the policy away, the effects of those policies don't leave. So let's stop calling it a food desert and call it what it is and call it food apartheid, because it is absolutely separate and it is absolutely unequal and it absolutely breaks down along racial lines.
Food inequality is a serious issue, and when combined with other social ills such as poverty and inadequate health care, the results can be devastating. This is Erin Threlkeld
and Dewan Robinson reporting with Storyline Studio, Westside Chicago.